I'm Tom, and this is Sidney, my wife. We have two lovely little girls. One of them is nearly 5 and the other one will be turning 1 next month. And we've been living here in Hackney for 3.5 years. 4.5 years. 4.5 years. And we decided we wanted to make a change, get a bit more space as the family was growing, and
I think our neighbors had an extension, so we saw how much space they gained. So we thought we'd give it a go. Also, Tom is the cook in the house, he wanted to have a bigger kitchen, and I guess that was the way to do it. To extend, we had this dead area at the back of our house that we were not really using, so we thought that would be a good way to use it and extend having a bigger kitchen and bigger living space.
Yes, yes. I mean, particularly the floor. I think that was something we were really glad to be done with that white tile floor. It was very cold, so it's lovely to have something a little warmer. And we have engineered wood throughout the rest of the house, so we're really pleased to have that through our lounge as well. Now it's so warm, and we wanted to do something that had a bit of an industrial feel. The area's got there's lots of classic open brick warehouses and things. We wanted to try and do that. We used to live in a flat which had this gorgeous open brick, the side of a warehouse. So we were very keen to do something like that. And knowing that we were putting in steel beams and things, we wanted to sort of see if we can include that in the space to make it feel modern and a bit more interesting. I think before it was quite bland. You know, we had white walls and we had white floors and grey cabinets, and it was all a little too rented property. So we wanted to give some personality on it. So I think main concern was living with 2 young children, for sort of an undeterminate amount of time that could have stretched for months and months. And it was certainly. It was a challenge in the end, living upstairs in the nursery and sort of cooking and eating and watching telly all in that small room, and that was probably my main concern going into it. But those things sort of pale into insignificance once you're finally moved in, and then you get to spend time here and all the space we've gained. So a little pain for a lot of gain. Okay. We'd never done a project like this before. We've had small amounts of interior work done and carpentry and decorating and things, but we've never done a real build. So very new to the project. We started with a design and build company who did the design for us, and then they sort of offered to quote obviously for the build as well, but we hadn't. The experience with them hadn't gone quite as we'd hoped, and so they did give us sort of a tender pack that allowed us to go out. So it was a bit daunting. They recommended mybuilder.net and to go and find builders who might be interested in the project, and it was true. We were flooded with people who were keen to do it. I think as it turned out, as people learned a little more about the project and the complexity of it, not being sort of a straightforward Victorian garden extension or loft extension, some of them maybe sort of balked at that and then didn't sort of follow up. It was a little nerve-wracking that we were going to find someone we felt we could trust, and also who was going to be able to do it for a price that we could afford. I think we got lucky in the end, but it was a little nerve-wracking at the beginning. I think we got a very good feeling from the first time we met. You took the time to come and show us and really understand what it was we were working with. This wasn't what felt like a builder popping in with a notebook and making a few notes and then saying, "Oh yeah, I'll come back to you." This, you came and you really sat down and went through the plans with us and talked about what we wanted and warned us about some of the risks of what we were doing and potential pitfalls. Well, I think from the very beginning we had a good feeling that you were really engaged on the project with us, and also that you were very keen to do the job. I think that's maybe a feeling we didn't get from all of the builders. I thought that maybe some of them made us feel like we were lucky they were coming to quote for us, and so we appreciated you coming in, and clearly you were very keen to do the work. So that meant a lot. We put it out to something like 10 different builders on the website. I think maybe only 5 or 6 of them came out to actually look at the property. And then of those, I think only 3 were willing to sort of go ahead and fill out the tender pack, on top of the design and build company who'd done it at the very beginning, and also designed the sort of the whole. I think with that company we hadn't had the best experience. I think although the architect was friendly and had sort of given us some good ideas and listened to what we wanted, I think maybe obviously this was the first time we'd done a project like this, we maybe misunderstood what that package offered. So we were expecting really a full design, maybe 3D rendered with colour and you know, exactly what it might look like. And of course what we got was just architect's drawings. So, you know, I appreciate that will have come as part of the build package rather than the design package. But so yeah, I think it got to that stage and there was quite a clear line from them that was as much as they were offering us for now. And if we chose to go with them for the build, then there would be a lot more they could offer. But it didn't feel like they were willing to go the extra mile for us.
Yeah, I think we find it a bit challenging because I guess it's like anything you've never done before. You don't really know what you're getting into. I just knew that from what you hear from people is that it's a bit painful. It's always longer than expected, but yeah, so of course it was, you know, a bit long. We had to live in the kitchen, but I have to say, like, the result is so amazing that I have to say, maybe it's like giving birth. You forget about the pain. You just, you know, remember after because we're so happy. So I think, you know, for me, it's like a distant memory. You know, the pain associated to, you know, how you had to live around and the stress. Though I have to say, Tom was mainly managing the thing because I don't know, I felt you were better at it than I was, so I think there was definitely more stress on you, so maybe you can also say what you think about it.
That's very kind to say. I think yeah, everybody warns you that it'll go over budget and over time, and that's just the nature of building projects, so we were prepared for that. I think you know, our project was pretty complex and we hit you know, a number of snags that, you know, the kind of thing you only know when you knock down a wall. But so there was definitely some painful moments when we sort of discovered extra costs that were going to, and we sort of hadn't expected. But that's the nature of it. So as Cillian says, it's definitely difficult at the time when those variations come in and the invoices come in. But now that it's done, as Cillian says, it feels very much worth it. One of the things that we were worried about going into it, as I mentioned earlier, and then did turn out to be quite challenging, was living, you know, in a small space. You know, we didn't move out. We lived upstairs in the nursery, and that was cooking, eating, cleaning, and watching telly and everything all in that small room. So that was definitely really hard. And I think, you know, moments when things were maybe not progressing as fast as you expect as a layman. I've got no idea how long, you know, tiling takes and laying foundations, these things. So when there's these parts of the job that just take a long time, then that can feel quite frustrating because you feel a bit trapped upstairs in a small room. And
you don't know when you're getting out.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's probably the biggest challenge.
I don't know if that's a surprise, but I think you're just used to your own comfort because, you know, I mean, we always had a roof, you know. No, but that's true when you think about it. No, that's true. We didn't have a roof. Like, you know, we lived in a hot house, you know. It was not like we were homeless. I think, you know, somehow it reminds you how lucky, you know, you are in your position to have a house. And because at the end of the day, like, you know, when we think about our family, I mean, my mum was, as a child, you know, grew up and was sleeping in the living room. So I think it's just how attached you are to your own comfort because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we made it work. So that's, I'm not sure if it's a surprise, but what about you?
Yes, I'm still a little bit hung up on this, staying up in that small room, but I was surprised at how easily we managed to get by eating microwave meals.
It was not too bad.
I was expecting it to bother me more than it did, but you know, so those microwave ready meals are better these days than maybe they were 10 years ago. So having someone from MyTrustedBuilder on site every day, and not just the site manager, but, you know, yourself, the project manager as well, having you popping in all the time. So if we ever had any questions or wanted to talk about changes, you were very present. So that made a huge difference to us, I think. Really feeling, and obviously helps that you were living locally, but it's being able to ask questions whenever we needed to was fantastic. And a WhatsApp thread where we could all sort of discuss between the three of us. So someone from MyTrustedBuilder and the two of us, even if we were both at work and neither of us was on site, we were still able to discuss things and make decisions. That was excellent.
And maybe that's one of the benefits of not moving house, is that you're on site and you see every day rather than maybe when you move house a bit further down. So at least we were there every day. So we are extremely satisfied with the results. This small extension gave us much more space, but because we have redone the whole basically downstairs, it's amazing. The light, the design, the floor, I think before we hated it. It's very good.
As the project was delivered, there were obviously some small things which you can't catch everything. So really there was a slightly wobbly socket and some of the edges on the painting weren't quite right. But what I think we really appreciated was that MyTrustedBuilder were straight there for anything that we found. The snagging has just been immaculate. So every small thing that we've highlighted has been fixed, to perfection now. So even any slight hesitations we might have had on that first day when we moved in, we now really feel that even those small things have been touched up, and so now it really is. We're really very satisfied.
Patience.
Yes, patience is definitely something we've learned. Yes, for sure.
Patience.
Yeah, I think. And no amount of reserve is ever enough. So however much you think you've budgeted extra for, it'll always be more than that. But it's.
I think it also because I understand how our extension was a bit different than I guess the
standard.
The standard. Sorry, that's the word. Yes, like Victorian house, just extending kitchen.
This is a bespoke.
Yes, this is So I think definitely that's But I would say definitely in terms of budgeting and patience and stress management. But I think just be prepared that it's there's of course the unknown. No one knows the future, and just definitely like a buffer for budgeting and patience and how you're gonna make it work. Do you move house? Do you stay at home? But really kind of. Really thinking strongly, okay, what can we do? Like, where do we live, etc. But but I think it's just also I think like I was not even expecting that it was going to be so good, and I think especially having two young children, and especially with the babies, because she's very strong, so she opens everything and she walks everywhere, and the house is perfect for her because all the drawers, they're very sturdy, very heavy, so she can't open them, but she can go everywhere. So I think it's I have to say I feel like it's perfect for her. Like it's been so nice, and I think next time then it's like with anything else, we have the first time experience. If we needed to be more prepared, or how we're gonna leave, what we're gonna like where we're gonna live, how arrange the rooms. So, I don't know. There's people you've worked before that you can use again, and then knowing it's gonna be longer, but I think everyone knew that. But doing differently, I don't really know. Like I think you were more project managing, so you can.
Oh well, that was Alexander doing most of the project managing.
No, I know. But in terms of the house, you did most of it.
I think one of the things I would do next time would be more investigation. So I think there were a lot of things we didn't know that were inside the walls before we started, and I think that what would have been probably worth the pain and time would have maybe just been digging some holes in the walls, finding out what was back there, what would be feasible. As I think we came into it as total novices, and if we'd known a little more, then we might have been a bit more prepared, and we wouldn't. And some of the unfortunate I think this is inevitable as well, is sometimes the costs in these projects is you have to do things twice because, you know, you pay once the first time round, it doesn't work, and you sort of then have to do it again the second time. So I would say, yeah, we could have better prepared. And that would be what I'd do differently next time.
True.
In terms of doing more surveys, getting more into depth. So
I think for me, what is actually another thing in coaching is that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, it's like with anything else. If you've never done it, I mean, you know, it's impossible to. We have friends, I guess, that did some extension, but you don't really talk about the nitty gritty. So yeah, we'll know that definitely for next time. Yes, be more prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd recommend MyTrustedBuilder for sure. It's been a pleasure dealing with you. Communication was, as we mentioned earlier, was fantastic. We really felt that you cared about the project, and that and we were sort of learning together with the complexity of this project. And absolutely, I wouldn't hesitate. So 5 reasons I'd recommend MyTrustedBuilder. I would say first is definitely the communication. So the availability of anyone who we needed to talk to at any time of day and the weekends. I'd say second reason would be the willingness to ensure the quality was perfect. As you told me sort of throughout the end of the project that your snagging was going to be better than anything that I would do. So, and we really felt that, you'd spotted things, the same things that we had when it came to snagging. So, the quality, the finish quality was excellent. I'd say that also your excitement in the project and how much you sort of cared about the design choices we were making. The brick slips on our back wall here, I think when we suggested it, your enthusiasm immediately to say, yeah, I love that idea, we should, I'll come back with some proposals for it, that makes us feel like you're really engaged. I say another reason is, it's just you were all members of the team at MyTrustedBuilder were just pleasant to deal with. Everyone was always friendly, everyone who was on site, always happy to see us and willing to try and make things work, very constructive. Just generally pleasant to work with. Well, I'm a little biased here because I wanted the kitchen over all else, but the most satisfying thing for me is definitely our kitchen. I love being able to cook here in space, and I love the way the island cuts it in two so that I can have my space in the kitchen. I don't have people bustling past me. It's just a pleasure to be here, and I cook most days, and I love being able to relax in my kitchen. My experience with MyTrustedBuilder, I think, has been an excellent one. I think definitely expensive as building projects are in this sort of day and age, but well worth the money. I would just recommend anybody starting this journey to be prepared for the unexpected. And as sort of we mentioned earlier, if we were doing it again, we would absolutely do more investigation before we started, trying to remove as much of the surprise as possible. I think everybody is always warned to make sure you have a contingency and to be completely prepared for it to be used, and I think it's somewhat inevitable in building projects at the moment. But also just to prepare that it can be difficult, sort of vacating a large part of your home for a long period, but to stick it out, because once you get through it, you get to actually live in it, and you quickly forget the difficulty of. I hope that you all still support Tottenham Hotspur. That's very important to me, also that I'd love if our family could come back and visit this house one day. I'm sure we won't be living here in 10 or 20 years time, but this has been an important part of our family history, and both our girls born here in East London. So it would be lovely if our great grandchildren could come back and visit where we lived in Hackney after we're long gone.